Folks, today we are here in Garden City, Michigan, and I wanted to take you into a place I grew up going to. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do this. So today we're here in Garden City, Michigan, and I wanted to come here for a couple things. One, to check out Henry Ford's honeymoon home. There's not much on the internet about it, and so I figured we'd stop, take a look at that. It's never really been vlogged by anybody. I couldn't find anything about it. And then we're going to go over to a place called Platos Place. It's a Coney Island that I went to when I was a kid. And this is where I was brought up. Now, this wasn't the original location. The original location was in a building in downtown, but they have moved out to a newer location just less than a mile down the road. And my dad is friends with the owner, and I think he's still there, or his son is. But it's been many, many generations, and they have the best conies, bar none, in the world. Of course, I could be partial to that because I grew up having them. Also, they peel their potatoes by hand here, and they use like peanut oil, and it's just really, really good. You can tell they take pride in their sense. We're gonna go there. We're gonna show you that, and then there's some other places in the area. Of course, I might drive by and show you the house that I grew up. Now, this would have been the first years of my life. So this here is Henry Ford's honeymoon house. In 1891, the Fords left this house for Detroit, where Ford's career as an automotive maker began. They kept the house as a summer cottage until 1937. Ford gave it to a friend called Robert Smith, now known for his soybean research. After the Fords died, the land on which the house stood was acquired by the Ford Land Development Corporation. Smith was told to move the house or tear it down. He moved it here on the anniversary of Ford's birthday, July the 30th of 1952. It was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 1980. And that house there, that's where the newlywed Fords, Henry Ford, lived. Pretty cool. And this is located here in Garden City. Of course, it's a private residence, but Henry Ford had lived in this house. And then right next door to it used to be a Kmart. And that was the very first Kmart in the state of Michigan. Of course, it's all been leveled, and it's nothing more than just an open space with a fence around it. But a lot of memories here in Garden City. But I wanted to stop here and show you Henry Ford's honeymoon home. And we're here in front of Platos Place, Coney Island. A lot of memories come in here. They have the best of everything in here. Breakfast, conies, what have you. And I grew up in this area for a short period of my life. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go in and check it out. Kind of a gloomy day here in Michigan. Yeah, since 1969. been a while since I've been here. It's been at least 6 years. And yeah, they got a huge menu. Of course, they're known for their conies and their fries, but they're also known for their great big breakfasts. And it's just amazing. They have everything from chili, soups, pitas. They have a children's menu. Yeah, Coney Islands is what I'm going to be getting. They also have salads. Greek salads are really great here. Sandwiches are huge. They also have dinners. My dad's friend Andy still owns this place. He's not here today. I wish he was, or I would have seen maybe he would, want to be on the camera. But yeah, he still owns it. He still runs in the kitchen. But today's his day off, so they still peel the potatoes by hand in the back, and of course the fries are just amazing here. I got a Greek salad, a coney, and fries, and I believe we all got the same thing. But yeah, look at that salad. Now they're known for their salads here. Of course, the warm pita bread. Yeah, so we all got Greek salads, warm pita bread, and these salads are just amazing. Also, this is the Greek dressing. They bring it out, so you can just squirt as much as you want on it. And now this is your first time here. I've been going off about this all day. You guys were just here for the ride. Oh, the smells that are coming from here. I can smell the onion, the feta cheese. What do you think about that salad so far? Did you get some of that warm pita bread? It's amazing, isn't it? Yes. Oh boy, guys, I'm so excited for this. It's been forever since I've been here. My dad owned restaurants, and we would get up early in the morning and go to the Eastern Market down in Detroit to get produce for his restaurants. And afterwards, we would come here and see Andy, his friend, of course, and he'd always make us a big breakfast. Or I was a coney person, so he would make me conies and fries like at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And but anyways, it just brings back so much memories. People here are so awesome, and there's nothing like it. I highly recommend it if you are in the Garden City area or Detroit area. Come out here and indulge in this. This is great. And they're playing Christmas music. What better is that? Copyrighted Christmas music. And some of the best Greek food I've ever had is in the Detroit area. There's just some of the best. I have this fascination about the Budweiser Clydesdales, and because at one time at the old location they had that globe with the Clydesdales that would go around, and I remember being little and watching it go around and around. And ever since I had this fascination with them, and not too long ago I got to see them for the first time in Knoxville, and then we ended up seeing them up in the Armada Fair too. I think it was. They were there. They don't have that Budweiser globe anymore. I think it did make its way over here, but then it's just not here anymore. But they've redone the inside of the restaurant. And the conies are here. Now look at that. Now the fries are hand cut in the back room, and they're amazing. They're like fair fries, I guess is the best way to explain them if you've never had them. And they use a Vienna hot dog in a casing, and they use a Detroit style chili, onions, mustard, and this is your classic Detroit style coney. Of course, Dawn, she got one too, and Dawn's already kind of got into her. She's already dipping her fries in there, and of course you guys got the exact same thing. And if you're from Michigan, you know conies, right? And it's pretty much a staple here, right? And then you don't put ketchup on your coney, Dawn. There's just something magical, something about these fries, a lot of memories. And we used to get this big platter of fries, and we would share it amongst everybody, and it was just amazing stuff. Oh yeah, let's cut. And that's the Vienna dog there. Kind of snaps when you bite into it, and very, very good. The bun is steamed. The onions are sweet tasting. It's just amazing all the way through.
Look, he's got 2 eyes, a mouth, and a tie.
Oh, wow.
He's a French fried potato.
He's alive. He's alive.
It's
He's
weird.
alive.
I'm not.
Just, it hasn't changed, has it? Food's good. They give you a lot of it. I think you can ask for more coney sauce, and they'll put more on there for you, and they'll actually drench it where you can't even see the coney. I think I've gotten it that way before. But what'd you think, Denise?
It was good. It was delicious.
Good, Will?
Yeah.
The fries were good too.
Well, guys, yeah, that's Platos. Really good. Just a little comfort food. I'm so full, oh my gosh.
We need to walk it up.
I know. So let's go find something else to do, right? This is where I went to school from kindergarten to 2nd grade. Henry Ruff Elementary. Of course, it's no longer a school, an elementary school. It's called the Burger Transition Center. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but there's a sign over there. Transition Center. But a lot of memories here. In fact, I remember the playground being a big memory. And I remember it wasn't a big school. I remember it just being technically one hallway. And I remember going through these school doors here. The school buses would pull up over here, and I would march right in. And I remember arts class being down there in that very end window. And I remember playing on the playground. Another thing I remembered was one Christmas I got a transformer, and I brought it to school. My mom told me not to bring my transformer to school, but I wanted to bring it to show it to the other kids. And the teacher caught me with it, took it away, and I never seen that transformer again. She wouldn't give it back. And I remember the very last classroom here was the arts classroom. And I remember it because I liked it. I like making kites, and the teacher in there, he did model airplanes. So he would share how he put them together and paint them, and he did like model cars, and it just was really fascinating to me. And this playground is, oh my goodness, I think a lot of this was here when I was a kid. I think a lot of this was here. Now I remember there being a gate here, and I remember when we came out to recess, we come through that door right there and right on the playground. So those swing sets are original. I remember them. And that little blue, like Archie thing, I remember that also. Of course, we had those great big slides, the big metal ones. You remember those? Like, you know, they're, of course, those, I think they were just on the other side of the blue, like monkey bar thing over there. And I also remember that one there too. And these swings over here, I think, obviously were here during that time. And they had a merry-go-round right next to that tree, just over there on the other side of that tree. Yep, I remember that. And we had some big tires that come out of the ground, like great big, you know, construction truck tires. Used to be able to hide up inside them. Brings back a lot of memories. The playground was a lot bigger than I remembered. I thought it was a lot smaller. It was a pretty big playground. And the soccer fields are over there. And this little courtyard. I believe this courtyard always to be fenced off. And now the Burger School is for students with autism. Yeah. It must have been that for a while because the sign looks older. But it still does say Henry Ruff. I was just a little wee one. But yet again, the memory I remember the most, which I don't know why I remember it, was my transformer. Still never seen it after that. Teacher kept it. I don't know. And transformers were a big thing back then, at least for me. I learned my lesson then. Don't bring things to school that was precious, you know. Be a little more guarded on, things. Yeah, I used to walk. I remember walking through them doors to come out. And that's kind of crazy. I don't remember math. I don't remember, I remember the playground. I remember arts class. I remember all that. And my transformer being taken by the teacher. She was angry about it too. I remember telling my dad about it, and maybe she'll give it back to you, and never did. I asked for it a few times, and I think if I remember correctly, she told me that she didn't have it anymore. When I was a little kid, I didn't know. And she's the big, teacher, you know what I mean? Like she was the adult. So why, test her authority, right? I don't know, but that's it right there. Henry Ruff Elementary. Just after attending here, we moved up to Brown City, Michigan. I'll put a link in the description below so you can see that video. It kind of ties in with this earlier video. But yeah, now what we're going to do is we're going to head over. I'm going to show you the front of the house I grew up in. It used to be green where the white is. It used to be green, but that rock has always been the same. The window, the big picture window on the corner was always the same. The living room was where that picture window's at. And there was an upstairs, and there was, I believe, 2 bedrooms up there. And then there was 1 bedroom downstairs. There was 2 bedrooms downstairs. And that would be where the other window on the right-hand side's at. And then another bedroom across from that, which was my bedroom. Of course, had a kitchen, and obviously I remember it. Wow. And the crazy thing is that it hasn't changed much other than the siding went from green, like an avocado green, to a white. But yet again, the rock is all the same. The porch is the same porch. The shingles, if those are the original shingles, my dad put those shingles on the roof himself. And I'm kind of thinking it is. I could be wrong. Maybe they're not, but kind of thinking it is. And yeah, my friends lived on either side. But it's wow. And the driveway is the same. Even the landscaping looks pretty close. Not much has changed. Right across the street was my friend John, and we used to play G.I. Joes and Transformers and watch Saturday morning cartoons, and yeah, we had a blast. And I remember the garage. My dad had a whole bunch of projects in there. He always working on cars and stuff. And my dad always said that you better get home before the streetlights come on, or old man Crockett would get you. He was kind of like a, I don't know, he's kind of, you didn't want to get caught because he dragged kids down into his sewer home.
Ew.
Yeah, he had a sewer home. Well, there was a way to get the kids in before the streetlights come on, right? An urban legend or something. We are now here at the beginning of Edward Hines Park. And this is the beginning of Wayne County's drive-through Christmas light show that they have. Now, this would have been the very first Christmas light show I had ever seen in my life. And we're waiting in line right now. I think it's $5 a carload. I think they've always charged something. I remember my dad griping about spending money to go do this. I'm excited. Every time I look at a Christmas light display, even to the day, I always remember these lights. It's the first time I've ever seen, lights move, you know what I mean, the motion and stuff, and it was pretty high tech for its time. I'm sure these lights have been replaced, and none of the lights are probably original to back when I was a kid, but and so Edward Hines Park is pretty much, it's like kind of like a ditch, and it runs through like Wayne County, and it's a nice park. You feel like you're, I don't know, in the wilderness, but pretty much surrounding it is nothing but city. Like on each side of the hill is homes. And so I was reading some reviews online, and there's been a lot of mixed reviews, like the lights don't work, and you gotta pay $5 to get in. I think if it is $5, that's the cheapest drive-through light show I've ever seen, ever. They usually are between $30 and $40, but then again, they're pretty spectacular at that price too, right? Oh wow, it's the Grinch up there.
How'd he get up there? Those
He
trees?
is.
Whatever's hanging around.
Oh yeah, the Wayne County Light Fest. Mammoth, and you have who's that guy over there? He looks like I think he is a dinosaur. Oh, the reindeer are
That's cool.
yeah, they're
Jumping over the highway, the road.
that's Old Man Winter, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a penguin.
That's cute.
And he's jumping off he's swinging and jumping into a pool. That is cool.
There's a gingerbread man.
Oh, yeah, it's a gingerbread man.
It's a ginger.
I think he's just jumping around, isn't he?
Yeah, having a good old time.
Wow. Now that's like the biggest abominable snowman I have ever seen in Christmas lights.
And he's holding up the tree on a string. Oh, he's gonna put the star on top of it, I mean.
He is. He is blowing snow on the tree.
Oh, and the tree's got a face to it. See the blue eyes? He's happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Santa's reindeer. Well, this one here reminds me of Gatlinburg. It's the exact same light display they have at the community center, or at the Welcome Center. That's a sea serpent. Of course, in Michigan, you gotta have a lighthouse, right?
Oh, the elf's getting presents and putting them in the stocking. See?
Oh yeah, he's filling that stocking up, right? It's like a candy village there, right? So that was it's like a barn or something, right? North Pole?
North Pole.
North Pole, please. And that one there's a real pretty one. Those candles with the poinsettia. That's real tall too. That's a big display. Well, there's a train station. Looking good. Looking good. Is that a snow queen?
Looks like it.
Driving Santa's sleigh?
Huh.
Oh, that's weird, huh?
Looks like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Wow, that's an amazing light there. Must be where that snow queen lives, right? Kind of looks like Cinderella's castle. That's a tall one too. I bet you it's at least 15 foot tall. Now, these two angels are saying, Happy Holidays.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. What's going on here?
Looks like he's throwing frosty.
I don't know what that is. But see, half the lights are out.
Oh, they're stirring it.
But half the lights are out. That was it. $5. Wow,
Yeah.
that was a deal for $5.
That was a good deal for $5. Some of the lights were still out, but they were working on them. So
Yeah.
it was still a good deal for $5.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And here we are on Outer Drive. So we went from Merriman to Outer Drive. Folks, we are here in downtown Detroit at Campus Martius to check out Christmas in Detroit. You guys ready?
Ready.
And we're parked on level 3. Wow, there's a lot of floors here. I guess number 1, right? Yes, Detroit. I know some folks said, what are you doing in Detroit? Well, we grew up here, right? So we're coming down here to look at some Christmas lights. And there's a lot of revitalization going on here in Detroit. And they're building a new skyscraper. That's amazing. Lots of great things happening here. And Detroit is looking great these days. Wow. Yeah, there's a buzz in the streets. A lot of folks are walking around and taking in Christmas. I see a Christmas tree just over that way. Let's go check it out. And they also have a sugar factory. We visited one in Las Vegas not too long ago. Campus Martius is looking beautiful, isn't it? Of course, you have Woodward Avenue just over there. Beautiful time here in Detroit. Everybody's having a great time. Ice skating. What do you think, Denise? You having a good time?
Yeah.
And the spirit of Detroit is out in full force tonight. A great big huge Christmas tree in the center of Campus Martius. We got the trolley. Yes, they have trolleys here. It's amazing. There's so many years they didn't have them, and they brought them back a few years back, and they have Greektown Casino. No, they renamed it. It's called Hollywood Casino. There's 3 casinos in Detroit: MGM, Hollywood, and what's the other casino? MGM. Oh, Greektown, and what's the other? Motor City? Is it still called? It's still called Motor City. So this here is a real tree. It's not a fake one, and it's huge for being a real tree and all. Beautiful. It's twinkling, plenty of lights. And that's the world's tallest kettle. It's got 26,000 lights. That's what the other wheel was telling me. And it's amazing. It's big.
All right, come on, you guys.
So, Denise, how do you put money in the world's tallest kettle? I mean, you gotta like toss it up in there.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked that there isn't a bell ringer, or like the world's maybe the biggest bell.
Yeah.
Oh, the other wheel's gonna throw his penny up there. He did it. He actually threw money in. Oh boy. And Cadillac Square is quite busy. A lot of folks taking a look in different shops. It's almost impossible to get inside some of these shops. And there's that new skyscraper they're building down here. Now, years back they had abandoned skyscrapers, but those are no longer. They've turned them into housing and all kinds of good things, and they've gotten to a point where they're building more skyscrapers. Yeah, Detroit is coming back, and I'm proud. So they have hot cocoa and food, but the lines are like really long, like extremely long, like an hour long. Like this line that goes all the way around here is for hot cocoa. But welcome to Midway. So they have these different little markets along the way, and it could be rough here in Detroit. You can see all these bullet holes in the side of this car. No, not really, just some stickers, but I think it's, it's to show that you're bad in your neighborhood, right? Make sure nobody, you're probably out, Cadillac Tower is getting ready for tenants. They've redone Cadillac Tower. That's crazy. So Detroit's got that stereotype everybody, thinks about. Oh, Detroit's a bad area, but it's not. Everybody's walking the streets. Everybody's having a good time. You got the children. It's just everybody's getting together. Look at his shoes. They even have a Shake Shack. Now we're walking down Woodward Avenue, and this is where the famous Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade runs down. And a lot of these buildings you'll see in the background if you watch it. I watch that parade every year. It's a really good one too. They do, for Detroit, it's one of the best parades out there. A lot of great restaurants down here, and I got a little outdoor seating over there that looks real like romantic. There goes the people mover. Anyways, the spirit of Detroit.
Yay.
Very iconic, to Detroit. You see photos of it. This is probably one of them you'll see. A lot of great statues around here. They got Joe Louis's fist, which is, I think is where we're heading next. You know, get a photo with all the, you know, the statues. But yeah, you know, these Christmas ornaments looks like the spear that's in the Spirit of Detroit's hand. I think that's what that is. GM World Headquarters, or what I call the Renaissance Center, Renaissance building. But anyways, we're gonna head out towards the riverfront here, the Detroit River. And yeah. Oh wow, there's Joe Louis's fist. Well, I wouldn't want to get punched by that fist. I had to get right up here. Crazy, huh? What do y'all do standing down there? Look at that. Everybody's getting their photos taking in front of it. Yeah, it says Monument to Joe Louis by Robert Graham. It's a gift from Sports Illustrated. I didn't know that. To the people of the city of Detroit. Mama said knock you out. Oh. Yo, you all gonna get knocked out. Yeah, even the Scientologists got a building here. I remember coming down here to Hart Plaza to watch the Detroit fireworks. Usually happens on the 1st of July. And this whole square will be full of folks. And that's the entrance for the tunnel to Canada. There's a tunnel that goes right underneath the Detroit River. I've taken it many of times. And you'll end up over there. That's Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So that's Caesars Windsor. Great big casino complex across the way there. What do you think, Dawn?
I'm enjoying all the lights.
Beautiful, isn't it? The Ren Center behind you.